cards.
You were hoping that BMGaming would prioritize getting early game characters. We'll have to see if they can pull that out already. The first bans come through. It will be Sephora and Richter off the cards.
Yeah, exactly. And what they want to do is get something like a Tulin on their side. And in order to force that out, they need to make sure that they get a draft in which Tulin can be good, or maybe some other heroes that can thrive in the early game.
Sephora, Baldum, as well as it looks like to be the Annette taken away here by BMGaming.
This support focus makes a lot of sense in the game with both Triumph and Beginnings, but the Annette swapped away at the last moment. Lendis a little bit more powerful. Still on the cards, Florentino and Elsu. They must be removed. If both of them are, PrideStark get the Annette for Beginnings.
Yep, Florentino, there it is. Immediately now, BMGaming is going to have to take away the Elsu, but instead, we both stand corrected. A Superman gets taken away from MTS, and now there is a, not necessarily a throwaway ban, but a target ban to be able to use to ensure that they get one of the two, another support focus, Annette.
I would not ban this Annette. If I am BMGaming, you shift the ban to anything else, and you get both the Annette and whatever is led through. Thank you.
There you go.
Now you ban out the Kali. First pick for PrideStark will probably be Elsu, but BMGaming will get both Florentino and Annette, and that is very powerful. Or Florentino and, Elsu and Annette.
You've seen Florentino pick before Elsu before, but PrideStark are not going to make that mistake.
Nope, Elsu gets locked in for PrideStark. Teamy seems to be the hover. There was an Annette, and then the Teamy. Florentino as a very obvious pick.
I'm not a big fan of this Teamy into Annette, but I certainly respect its power. Triumph may just feel more comfortable. This does mean that Kali ban is a little bit more to question. It must just have been a specific thing they didn't want to deal with from KZ Fox.
Beginnings with the nice little, not gonna get funneled.
That's a callback.
Yes, that's not gonna, he's not gonna get funneled back into the Annette.
Or not.
All right, well, thanks a lot, Beginnings.
One back on you, Jump.
Yep.
I gotta point it out.
You got it. Yep.
Flipped
you got to
back
point on that one.
to the Annette, joined by the Liliana for KZ Fox, the second game in a row. PrideStark Empire, if it ain't broke, Joe, fix it. And they're joined by an Elsu. I think that's kind of sick.
Ooh, they're doing what I want them to do. The Yoma and Tulin are two very early game heroes that can definitely start this game on a high note.
They lost game number 1 because of the early aggression of PrideStark Empire and the objective control that they created as a result. What better way to gain across from that? Aggressive heroes that can dominate the early game. Ryoma, Tulin accomplished just that. And now for the 4-5, Violet gets locked in again, and now the Aram.
We rarely see Aram in the side lane anymore. This is going to be very interesting to see. She will get countered by the Yoma, though. I'm coloring me perplexed by this Aram.
The Aram, I think, is specifically just assuming there's going to be dive, so that they can keep their squishy characters alive. Side lane Aram, though, I'm not a big fan of. The Rook had to come out, I think, as a result of the Aram. They can't go for a Cricknack or something into the Aram, they feel. The Aram, the reason they're doubling down on support characters here with the Annette and the Aram is because they think if they protect the Elsu, they can easily win the game. And seeing Ra's past performance, I don't actually disagree.
I worry about this BMGaming roster, though, because you take a look at the heroes that they have, the composition that they've picked. Their early to mid game is fantastic, but there's too much good scaling on PrideStark Empire. Violet and Liliana, as the game drags on, will decimate this front line of BMGaming.
Looking at this draft, PrideStark has the advantage in the main rotation.
Yes.
The marksman, the marksman, the mage, and the support, right?
Yes.
That main rotation. However, BMGaming have a heavy advantage in the side lane because they're going to be able to bully out Arm wherever she is. Whether it's Florentino, whether it's Dioma, they can completely shut her down, and that's going to be an issue that might warp the map in their favor.
Does it create as much of an opportunity, though? When you're focusing so much on the early side game and basically giving up the jungle support roam that PrideStark had as such a success factor in game number 1, doesn't it worry yourself a little bit on how they're going to be able to get themselves out of that difficult situation?
Well, what it does is if you can win a 1v1 or even have it so you rotate only one person over to secure a kill, what that can do is force multiple members to the other side of the map, and now you've broken up that core, and you can take those fights because you're not facing the entire brunt of the force of that rotation.
I think BMGaming have a better draft this game, but I do think it still comes down to execution.
It has to be early execution for BMGaming if they want to knock down PrideStark from the top of their throne. Game number 2, our final game of week number 3, starts now.
The Star-Spangled Throne awaits PrideStark. Should they win this game, they are undefeated and dominant, reigning supreme in the NA region.
The first pick for BMGaming, Florentino, just walks up against a snipe to the face and says, I'm going back to base.
TH has to rethink a few things.
By the way, this is the matchup we've been talking about. KO on the ARM versus MTS on the Dioma. That heavily favors Dioma. You would think, oh, he's a melee character, ARM wins. No, all of his abilities are extremely long range.
How do you feel about Basic on the Rourke? You were a little bit perplexed. Can you elaborate on that?
I was perplexed actually still about the ARM. Basic actually very good into an ARM because you can completely bust it down. If you're going against a standard Fortress comp, then Rourke is your way to just bust through it.
So you think Basic has won the exchange because he got onto the Rourke?
Yeah, yes, you can bust through it. The issue is trying to force out that Snare because Snare, as you know, overrides the determination, the ultimate that Basic has.
You may notice that Triumph is sitting in the jungle with Basic. He's building Waterstone on Teamy. They're going to have some fast farm.
Exactly. That Waterstone allows you to both give yourself and any allies near you more gold, and Teamy already has in his Scavenge passive the ability to give his ally more gold, which means he gets more gold than when he's even alone.
Yeah, so when they're together, they are gaining so much extra farm that anyone he wants to accelerate the farm of will quickly outscale the most successful members of PrideStark Empire. A cheeky way to dodge what they fell into last game, where they just fell so permanently behind in the gold game.
Exactly, and it just goes to show how focused they are, how hyper-focused they are on winning that early game.
Early game, though, not going their way, as Zane does get the first Abyssal to BMGaming for the second game, or to PrideStark, sorry, for the second game in a row.
Yeah, that is a big mistake here for BMGaming. If they want to win the early game, they need to make something happen. Looks like they are.
The snipe lands, Basic in trouble. Will pop determination though, and he charges forward. Zane very low, will be assassinated. Basic grabs first blood.
Oh my goodness, that was on a knife's edge, TJ. They barely got that one more tactical fire, and he could have gone out in there, speaking of Zane, but BMGaming, their execution is on point. They charge, and they get the kill.
Nicely done. Triumph in the mid lane will be rotating back over because they need to support this Ryoma of MTS, who's been so far forward. Now he'll actually challenge Beginnings in the jungle. Triumph dives in to try and save him. This allows KZ Fox to punish the duo.
The win comes to Beginning almost made that happen, though. Oh my goodness.
MTS just stole so much jungle farm.
MTS, just a mechanical god on all of those side lane heroes, just taking that away from him like it was a baby.
But that may ruin Zane's early game a bit. Basic already accelerating ahead of him.
Yeah, exactly, because Zane, he doesn't have exactly the same farm speed that he had on other heroes. He doesn't have the Lindis to his side, so that means it's going to be a little bit more of a struggle here.
MTS will charge forward, in trouble as KO pushes out. Triumph's there to hold. There's the snare. MTS pinned down. Beginnings with the Hurricane Wall will cut him off, and that's a lot of damage through, but MTS is able to flicker to safety now. Turn round, the Wailing Blade does land. Beginnings is gone, and that's a lot of trouble. The Riki shot will chase Basic back, but Basic will survive. No one from BMGaming falls.
The engage from Beginnings, and KO tried to make it happen, but there was no mana left, TJ. Nothing. There was no follow-up from KZ Fox other than what little he could provide. And that meant there was just a strategy that ended in failure.
There is finally revenge, or more
deaths
from BMGaming as they continue to push forward onto KO.
Just brutality here.
PrideStark will be trying to answer back with Ra in the bot lane, but the Sun God himself is not shining today.
We gotta talk about it, TJ. BMGaming, they're great when they're ahead. They fall apart when they're behind. They are ahead this game. Their early game comp is working out for them. This could be trouble for PrideStark.
Is the snowball rolling downhill?
I gotta cop out and say we'll have to see, because BMGaming, they need to prove it to me, TJ.
BMGaming have demonstrated high heights and low lows. PrideStark are a much more steady roster. That means if BMGaming are ahead, yes, it favors them, but PrideStark can't be counted out until they're behind their core.
Exactly. BMGaming need to chip on this wall one brick at a time.
MTS in trouble. Triumph. Did he get the resurrect?
Yes,
he did. MTS is back. Beginnings though recommits with the Hurricane Wall splitting up the fight, and he will pay for it. MTS finds the kill. KO arrives. He'll get a trade, and Hoon is very low. Ra did fall during the fight though, and that's devastating as KO tries to escape. A bad fight. KZ Fox is there to turn it in trade. It's 2 for 3. A win for BMGaming.
KZ Fox turns that fight around at the very end. Basic, I can't believe he's so cheeky, just goes in order to get that farm. This game is just flipped on its head.
BMGaming still in control though. They'll push down in the bottom lane. It looks like TH has gotten the tower. KZ Fox is there though.
Oh no.
Not for long. TH annihilates him.
TH shows why Florentino is one of the most banned heroes out there. KZ Fox just looks at him and then he goes down.
Hoon's going to try some mid lane pressure on the Tulin. I think literally the siege minion is doing more damage, but it's the thought that counts, and it allows an excuse for TH to keep pushing forward.
I gotta say, Florentino really suits TH. He's so aggressive.
BM will now go in. Snare from KO, keeps him alive. Trap's actually in a lot of trouble, but he's got the resurrect. He'll be back for a second try. And Basics here as well. KO is gone, so is the tower. And BMGaming are beginning to power forward.
We've talked about Aram as a potential counter to Teamy, but in this case, Teamy counters the Aram, just stands under the tower and doesn't care because of that being a bro.
The resurrect even doing a little bit of extra damage there.
That's you do, you can.
Ra in trouble, but they've got the turnaround. Zane rolls through. They've got a double focus. I respect Ra standing there, keeping him in his sights.
Just looked him in the eye and said, come at me.
Basics in the jungle, and KZ Fox is paying for it. Determination is popped, and Basic ignores the stuns to charge forward.
That is so huge. When you pop that determination, you're able to ignore the blinding light that comes out and continue to charge forward and get that kill.
Zane looks like he's grabbing the wave clear in mid, whilst Hoon continues pushing forward, but you can see this BMGaming aggression almost unstoppable to deal with.
Exactly, but we have to mention it. We have Yoma, we have Tulin, we have Florentino, who's kind of an early game character as well. We have Rourke, who's definitely an early game character. These are all early gaming heroes, TJ. When will the gas run out? BMGaming needs to find so many towers before that happens, and to their credit, PrideStark haven't lost that many.
Ra behind tower.
Ooh, not quite enough.
We'll tag Hoon, but it's not doing enough damage, and they're losing towers to minion waves. That's just sloppy.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get the jungle minion, but not quite as important as that siege minion.
Kept waiting for him to push. Now BMGaming will do that. They've got Zane. There's the Wailing Blade beginnings. Does save him. Thunderbird will come through, though, and it finds the kill. As Triumph pops to being a bro, he will be ignored. That means there's an opening. Now, no Resurrect available, and MTS narrowly survives. KZ Fox and Beginnings don't quite have the chase they need.
PrideStark just don't have what it takes in order to follow up on the stuns here. The snare coming out, and that is just tragic.
A pause coming through by PrideStark as they experience maybe a technical issue in the mid lane.
Lagif?
Yeah.
A little bit of Lagif there. All those tests were just lag. Don't worry about it.
Okay. That's good, though. Thank you, PrideStark, for having bad internet, because that gives us a second to talk this through. Why are PrideStark suddenly being annihilated? Is this just the aggression, the momentum we were talking about?
It's the fact that BMGaming are in their element. With these early game heroes, they're able to take advantage and get kills when PrideStark are vulnerable, right? They don't have the hero abilities to match that on the side of BMGaming. They're just better early game heroes, and if there's anyone's going to take advantage of the mechanics of those early game heroes, it's definitely BMGaming.
PrideStark will drift down towards the bottom lane, trying to get the wave clear necessary to stall out and get back in the game just by farm.
PrideStark are doing a good job not grouping up in mid. They do have 3 up near their own jungle here, but that's okay, because what they need to do is split up enough, split up just the right amount to make sure that they're able to clear the waves, make sure they don't lose any more towers.
Triumph will go in, though. That's a good stun. He's got the resurrect. Will be popped barely in time as the snipe absolutely decimated him. Second time's the charm as he barely stays ahead of Zane's own damage.
The concussor rounds just missed there.
Beginnings goes in, separates MTS with a hurricane ball. He's run over by Zane.
Finally, the revenge comes up from PrideStark, but do they lose a tower for it?
KZ Fox is racing towards to stop TH. Does KZ Fox dare? He'll try and clear it from a distance, and it looks like the Fox drop will scare TH back.
Just barely. The fear is there from KZ Fox. You can feel it. You know that if he goes there willy-nilly, he's going to get taken out by TH in a hurry.
Basic and Hoon will go for the Dark Slayer, taking advantage of their map knowledge generated by TH.
Exactly. That is the power of TH. When he gets ahead, he gets so aggressive. He forces so many members to come down, and that means that other objectives are left open.
PrideStark do have a way back into this game, but it's a long road. We're talking past the 15-minute mark at this point.
Right, BMGaming have done their job in this early game. Although they need to follow up, they do have that 7,000 gold lead, which means it's very difficult for PrideStark to take any sort of even fight here. And every time they try to defend a tower, they could be jumped upon.
Here comes the Drake, top lane. Full minion wave as well. KO'd for the clear, joined by KZ Fox. The rest of BMGaming, though, seem to be drifting away from the Drake. The Drake itself is kept back relatively easily.
Overall, good split here from PrideStark, making sure that they don't lose one tower pretty easily for free. You continue, though, because the pressure's coming.
BMGaming rotate around. There's the Thunderbird. Zane, you're nuts.
Beautiful block by the marksman.
KO will charge forward, does get the Drake in exchange for a tower. I think they'll take that, but BMGaming get others elsewhere. Basic annihilates Ra.
Yeah, trying to protect the tower, but not going to be worth it.
Zane behind tower will go down. This could be BMGaming equalizing the scoreline. No high grounds have gone just yet, but that may soon change up top as the Thunderbird comes through. The Arab KO barely survived. KZ Fox intercepting it. The bot lane tower's defenders are gone, but the tower itself holds strong.
They're unable to get these high ground towers, but can they get them with this next push? 3 members are down. This is their chance to make things happen.
PrideStark must hold, and there's no way for KO to keep that tower up. He shouldn't have defended. There's the full Wailing Blade. Hoon's got the kill. KZ Fox down bottom. Must find revenge. They've already seen the Vega Pro. And Hoon's there on the core. MTS just focuses down. The wave is finally clear, but PrideStark are so far behind. I don't think they can turn this. Not with all their high grounds gone. The respawns are coming through. KO will be back in a while, but Beginnings is here. It's a 4-man core to defend, and MTS is already gone. That means PrideStark will hold on.
I think that BMGaming missed their opportunity to finish off this core. They had a chance to do it, but Basic and MTS were getting focused down by the core. They do play it safe. They do have a massive lead, so this should be their game to lose, but could they regret this?
Behold, the beefy boys. They've arrived in the mid lane because all 3 high grounds have been removed.
That's what you get for getting all those high ground towers. That is your reward for making sure that you push down everything except for the core, and that is what BMGaming has to name for the rest of this game. It makes it so difficult to come back because you cannot contest something like this in Rage Abyssal Dragon because the minions will be pushing down your core all game.
Failing PrideStark doing something insane. This is BMGaming tying the scoreline.
Exactly, and that would be absolutely amazing because that would be PrideStark's first loss of the entire season. But TJ, BMGaming have been in this spot before. Remember when they went against Dino Riders? It took them a long time to finish out the game when there was a stalwart defense. Will we see the same stalwart defense here from PrideStark?
The Empire in trouble for maybe the first time, like you say. This could be the end of their undefeated record. They're all back in base. The builds are beginning to finish. You do see the finalization of that Fenrir's Tooth. Ra's going to start chunking.
Exactly. Every single snipe that comes out from Ra will do so much damage.
Beginnings in with the Hurricane Wall traps. Not very low. The Resurrect is baited out, but I think it barely got there in time. In the meantime, TH did go down to dive onto the core. MTS is there, and the Empire crumbles. BMGaming do take game 2, tying up the series. The best in North America, Daniel. It's both of them.
Finally, BMGaming is able to take down the Empire. PrideStark, they fall. Their first game of the season, they lose.